energy-hogging big-screen TVs will no longer be sold in California, beginning in 2011. The California Energy Commission has now approved new energy usage regulations for TVs up to 58 inches. If it doesn't meet the standard, you can't buy it. But the new regulations could eliminate up to 1/4 of all TVs currently sold in California. That seems pretty bad for a state that's been struggling with its economy. Let's ask Jason Oxman from the Consumer Electronics Association. Now, this ban or this regulation doesn't go into effect until 2011. So you're not predicting any immediate impact, or are you?
Well, the immediate impact is going to be what happens to consumers in California when they're out looking for televisions within the next year and a half or so. It's also going to be a very immediate impact on the tax revenues that the state of California is going to take in. California is going to lose about $50 million in tax revenue. They're going to lose more than 4,000 jobs at retail, and they're not going to gain anything in energy efficiency. These regulations are a true disaster.
You're from the Consumer Electronics Association. Do you object to the government regulating flat-screen TVs for their energy usage? After all, some people believe we've got a global warming situation. Most people believe that we want to restrict our electricity usage, and we do already regulate car gasoline usage up to a point. Do you object in principle here?
Well, the principle, Stuart, is that if there were not action being taken voluntarily at the manufacturer level to address this issue, there may be a cause for regulation. But I come from the premise, and the Consumer Electronics Association comes from the premise, that if there is not a need for regulation, there shouldn't be any. What we had here was voluntary industry standards in effect on a nationwide basis through the Energy Star program, a federal voluntary industry government partnership that in just the last 2 years has made TVs 41% more efficient. Plenty of televisions on the market already that are energy efficient. There was no need for regulatory intervention at all, but we got it anyway, and what we result in is fewer choices for California consumers, less innovation.
Do you know what the new standards are? And if you do know what the new standards are, how many big screen TVs would not be allowed to be sold in California using those standards?
Well, what's interesting, if these standards had been in place when high-definition television first went on the market, absolutely no televisions that are out in consumers' homes in California would be on the market today. They'd all be gone. Looking at current models, our estimate is about 25% of them will be banned from store shelves in California. But of course, through this strange regulatory process, consumers will still be able to go to neighboring states and buy them, or even buy them online. But the real issue here is the next generation of television. High-definition television obviously is a terrific product. I'm surrounded on Fox Business News right now by great high-definition features on the wing, but those use power, and they wouldn't be allowed under California's rules.
Okay.
The next generation of 3D televisions are going to be banned as well. It's really a disaster for innovation and for the next generation of innovation.
Next generation of 3D television. We want to bring you back and talk about that. Jason Oxman, thanks very much indeed.